Hey guys, Fatescribe here, welcome back to another video. Now today we're going to be doing a Fatescribe Roh-Kalo kill slash commentary on Heroic, obviously. Now Fatescribe on normal is the worst boss in Shadowlands so far, and it's made even worse on Heroic. So that's what we're going to be going over today. There are some overlaps on this boss, but not all of them are quite as deadly as the other bosses, but we might not include them too much. Actually, there was one specific example that I'm thinking of. So the heroic changes are that people have to get chosen to do the runes. So if you have people like myself who are shit at doing the runes, then you're just not going to kill this boss. So you do need the practice of people doing the runes, and also that the bombs that goes out on people leave behind sort of mini bombs that will explode after a certain amount of time. So the idea is just to get them a bit further out away from people than you would normally do on normal. So let's go ahead and play the video. At the start of the fight, we're just gonna start off with a set of beams and then a set of bombs. Now, one of the big reasons that you will gonna wipe on this boss is because of beams. Now, if you have a really good raid leader like like our one, obviously, who can call for the beams when the beams are coming in and saying if we should move or not, then that's a huge help, because that's just one mechanic that is eliminated to people. So shouts to Decky for those calls. They were actually really helpful. I think on one pull we had 6 people die to the same beam all at the same time, which was hilarious. I think I might add that into my next raid highlights video. In regards to the tankhead, which just come up, we're having range DPS swap to it the moment it spawns, and then they go back to DPSing the boss once melee can start hitting into it without moving. So that's just something we did to maximize DPS. Which leads to the second reason why you would wipe is because of damage. Not just because of hitting Berserk, because this boss has quite a tight Berserk timer, but if you keep the boss active for too long, then you're just going to be bombarded with abilities. You start getting tank ads really, really quick. Oh, okay, so let me just talk about this. So Elfie disengaged into a preset bomb. That was from like the first set of bombs. But somehow she didn't get... She only took damage from her bomb exposure, so that was really weird. I don't know if that is supposed to do more damage than it should. But moving on. Anyway, what was that? Yeah, so you're just going to get tank ads really, really quickly. You're going to get too many bombs.
Don't follow me.
That people cannot catch up with DPS. You might as well wipe it if you get, say, more maybe 4 or more. But yeah, more than 4 tank ads.
Cool, finish that ad and push boss.
So I think at this point we're just trying to transition the boss.
Beams was safe.
Now if this happens, you get a bomb and then beams spawn shortly afterwards. If you do what I'm doing, if you're just in between the wall here and the edge of the beam, then that's probably going to be your safest bet, unless you're the people over there. Just go to the as close to the wall as you can. If you're like hugging the wall and people are going to get hit by the bombs, then they're going to have to move, not you. So that's something people are going to have to look out for. Sorry, I've got a very sore throat. So the boss is going to transition. We're just finishing off the ads. We've got something interesting with the solar beam coming up. Right, so the first intermission is coming. Lots to do here. So you've got the big 2 ads that are going to spawn on either side. So you've got orbs that are orbiting the room, which are spewing out small orbs which will one-shot you most of the time. And then people get chosen to do the runes, so comms are going to get a little crazy. So almost everyone is using some sort of weak aura for this boss. I'm not, so maybe I was missing something on the rune part. But I don't need the weak aura. I'm very against weak auras. The same way that I am with healing add-ons. I just don't think it's needed. But that's just me. So I think what's going on here is that the weak aura is assigning people to do certain rings.
Yep,
The
just
ones
get
that
over the
get
road.
branded, by the way, this little icon here. While yes, I suppose that helps, it's not really needed, so maybe that's
No,
why
Charles got
certain
six.
someone was being a bit feisty with me after the kill. Whether or not that's
Well
the
done,
case,
team.
who knows?
I'm gonna pick up the ad
So those are some
cache.
pretty easy
I think the boss
runes
is on you.
there.
Yep.
It's not the end of the world
Finish
if
this
an
ad off.
ad is up. Actually, let me turn the volume down a bit. It's not the end of the world if there's an ad up when the boss becomes active. As long as everyone is slamming their face into this ad, then that should be okay. Right. So this is very important because you're going to get a pattern of beams like this, and on this boss in particular, it's very easy to lose focus, which I think what led to 7 people dying to the same beam. Is that you're aware of these two beams, right? But some people might not be aware of this beam here that's going to come straight through the middle. I think that's what killed Zero. Oh no, he died earlier. But I think he did die to a beam. I'm not going to go back to say that. But this is something that you do need to be aware of. So, and this is where the calling, or the raid calling or something comes in. Because I probably would have got hit by the beam had it not been for Decky calling out the beam. So again, shout out to him, he did a fantastic job. And since those first runes and that first intermission was easy, was quite easy, that's not always going to be the case though. You kind of have to prepare for maybe you need to call for someone to help, which is very important. If you do need help, then definitely call for it. And if people aren't helping, then that's on them. So, worst case scenario, you just have to play to the best of your ability to make sure those runes get done, because it is so important that they get done. Okay, so the tank ad spawns a lot of little ads, just like on normal. If that he's got to grip them in with either mass grip or slappy hands, then he's going to get me to solar beam their cast, because I think their cast does quite a bit of red-white damage. So solar beam really helps. And if that happens, then the ads just melt in like 2 seconds. It's really good with the help of some shockwaves and what is it, Dragon's Breath for mages. Yeah. So I think not too much happening here. I did use Door of Shadows, which is very helpful if you're playing Aventhia, then or if you're playing a ranged Aventhia, then Door of Shadows does definitely help you. I think I've said that in the Painsmith video and the Sorrender video. I don't think we tested letting the ad blow up, because on normal you can kind of heal through it. On heroic, anyway. I imagine it wouldn't be ideal blowing up the ad right away. Oh, okay. So this is what I was saying about like losing attention. We'll just wait for it here.
Good. Kill it.
So we're gonna get bombs here. Okay, so Elf Princess right there gets the bomb. She disengages right over there.
Yep.
And then if I just pan over, she perfectly sets herself up a position where she can get hit by this bomb that's coming straight that way. So the beam hits her, and then she also takes damage from her bomb explosion. That should have killed her, but for some reason it didn't. And you can see me in a few seconds checking the death logs to see why she died, but she didn't die. So props to her. I know she's got really good gear, so she might have a lot of health for that. But usually that would end up one-shotting you. So just be very aware of the beam that will come straight through the middle. Doesn't always happen, but still, it's important to know. Right, so I think this is our last tank ad before the second intermission. Now we do want to blow it up as soon as possible.
Focus that tank ad, please.
Then focus the boss, because we do not want another tank ad ideally, because we'll have a tank ad during the intermission, which is not very ideal.
Cool. Boss, push him to the next phase.
So focusing the boss and then just cleaving into the ads, that's sort of normal. You should be doing that anyway. Again, there is the Berserk timer in play. So you do need decent DPS on the boss. Okay, so the second intermission. This is where it gets a little weird. One of our healers, Serrato, is doing the rune. The other direction, you'll see in the video here in a second. I don't think she could have done that on her own, going the other way, because I think the boss would have, it would have run out of time. So me being me, I hop on to help it, because the rune is right here, the goal is right here. So it will make sense just to get it over and done with.
Actually, just for me,
Then she hops off, which is really weird. This is one thing you never ever do. Never get off a rune, because in some cases it can lead to a wipe, because the rune can sort of start going in the other direction, especially if it's one of the outer ones, and you're just going to wipe. I think she was waiting until this ad died here, which I suppose is fair, but the runes do need to be done ASAP just to eliminate any sort of potential risks of wiping. So I think now that the ad has died, she did hop onto the rune. Okay, so I do kind of get that, but again, I'm still standing by what I said. The runes do need to be done ASAP, because you don't want to be sitting there again, or not again, but just another thing I've thought of is that you don't want to be sitting there still doing the runes while there's nothing to attack and the boss is being immune. Just sort of min-maxy sort of tip there. Right, so we're going into the last phase with Bloodlust and only one person dead, so that's okay. I think we are going to get 3 sets of runes. So I've got I'm branded to do the rune. It's the 2 outside runes. But I think these are the easy ones. I think Elfie's rune, she could do on her own, because the goal is right there. And I think Sturdy over there can do his rune on his own. So that's a very easy rune. So everyone else can now be focused to killing the tankard, obviously, and then just bursting the boss down ASAP.
Focus boss.
Now, if it gets to a point...
Beams, big move. Use the defensive.
Actually, we'll talk about the end of the video. So that beam just came up, and a lot of people got hit by that.
Focus boss. Watch out for beams. Big move.
Now, if we didn't have a mass grip up for that, and like a few interrupts might have gone through, that could have potentially been a wipe. But it wasn't, thankfully. I think quite a few people got low there. But again, it's just the idea of like
rings are out.
It's very easy to sort of lose focus, and there's a lot of stuff going on.
Help me on
this fight, and the mechanics do come in really quick. Okay, now this was a real bummer. So Zeron is getting on this rune. He calls for help. I come in and help. The second I step on that room, I get a bomb. So I have to jolt my ass out of there. I was getting really frustrated because I was constantly getting bombarded with bombs the entire progress.
I'm potted.
But unfortunately, the bombs do need to go out. You cannot have a bomb right in the middle, especially when there are runes up. So I think people managed to take care of that. I think each rune needed 2 people, but I think people were onto it, which is great. So I think at this point we just need to survive 1 more set of runes. Now, if it gets to a point where the runes come up and the boss is at, say, 10%, you still want to do runes. Do not call to burst the DPS, because that can could possibly lead to an unfortunate wipe, unless maybe you have everyone alive. But this is a boss where you ideally not take any risks. So another beam goes out. I think Notion's almost got close by that, but he didn't get it. The last rune is going out.
2 more rings are up.
And at this point I knew that if we did these runes, then the boss will be dead. So me, hitting my ass out for the bomb again. I think this middle rune is really easy. Notions has that, and then the 2 people at the back have their rune. And yeah, that just secures us our kill. I'm so happy that we did actually get this. I feel like it didn't take us that long to progress, but that said, I did miss 1 week of progression because I was moving house, and then we didn't have any Wi-Fi, so I couldn't raid with the guys, sadly. I don't even know what they did in that time. I never actually asked that, coming to think about it. But yeah, honestly, this whole rune mechanic is one of the worst, is possibly the worst mechanic ever added in WoW. It's just really, really frustrating. And it requires sort of perfect play as well. So I think that is pretty much the video. It's all about just not getting hit by beams, like, at all. Doing enough damage, and I think we did do quite a bit of damage. Our 3 hunters were really up there. I think everyone's overall damage is sort of improving, including our our new person, CZ. Funny story, this guy used to raid with me in my now former guild, Sovereign Order. Now he's joined over here with the Wraithies, so that's really cool. And then it's just all about not fucking up the runes. I mean, your main sort of like 20-30 wipes are going to be to runes, because either someone steps off, you get really unlucky with runes, or just people don't know how to do them. or not that, it's just not used to doing them and haven't got enough practice in for it. So that's the video. So it took so long to upload. I usually try to get these commentary videos out like right after I upload the kill video. Well, I don't Kel'Thuzad, and already I've learned a lot about Kel'Thuzad, especially realizing that AoE setups on Kel'Thuzad is not really a good idea in the long run. But we'll get to that when we get to that. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.